So back in November of 2016, when my sister was playing volleyball at our high school, I was working concessions when I had a minor accident involving my camera gear. Basically, it was sitting on top of a refrigerator when an unsuspecting mother tries to open it. Bad things happen in it, and it kind of falls to the floor. That day, I was heartbroken. My new fancy camera that is barely a year old has just been shattered to pieces. That wasn't exactly the case though. See, the camera body was perfectly fine, but when I checked the lens attached to it, the whole thing started wobbling. My dad basically told me I had to replace the lens, which was $250 I didn't have. So I literally sat for a few months debating whether or not to try and get money to replace it or not worry about it and just use my other lens. I mean, this is one of my nicer zoom lenses that yields a very sharp picture. Anyways, I sat until about a week ago and then finally decided to do a ghetto DIY solution for my problem. Basically, I took my lens, hot glue gun, some paper flashcards, a pocket knife, and 3 hours of alone time to do this project. I was dedicated to fixing this lens. The part of the lens that was broken was a small plastic piece that held the lens to the camera body. Without this super duper minuscule plastic piece, the lens was basically useless. I could still use the lens, but I would have to support it with my other hand, and that's way too much coordination for my tiny brain. So the plan was to cut up a paper card, fold, and hot glue the paper to the shape of the plastic piece, replacing it. I tried this for about an hour, put it on the body, and was excited for a minute. Then I realized when I took the lens off, the paper came off with it. On to plan B. So I had to think, what material could I use in order for the lens to be secure and not tear off in the process? I looked down at the desk and I saw my hot glue gun. Thought to myself, well, why not just use hot glue? So that's exactly what I did. So my second plan was, instead of using paper, I would use dried hot glue to form the shape of the plastic piece to hold the lens on. I used the note card to make sure the glue went where I wanted it to go, and used a knife to help it just a little bit more. After an hour or so of concentrated hot gluing, I had my finished product. Same spot. Here we go. I'm actually nervous. No way. Look at that, guys. It is actually working. To prove it to you, I'm not touching the lens right now. Let's pull this thing into focus. Oh. Boom, and look at that. We are actually recording on the lens. I can tap on the lens a couple times and it will stay still, guys. Our hot glue modification has actually worked. I did not expect that to work. This goes to show that you don't need to spend a whole lot of money to fix some of the things you own. All you need is some free time and a whole lot of creativity.